start stringing together some more wins, and then that part will feel better than it is.
How does it feel like it's coming together for you and just the offense in general, just trying to pick everything up?
Yeah, I think we just have a young team. Obviously a new coaching staff, offensively, young guys, and that are all trying to mesh with the older guys on the squad. Kudos to the older guys. Everybody from Gino to the guys in our room, Kobe, Trey, across the whole offense. Those guys are really carrying us all. Not only the rookies, but all the younger guys along. First, second year guys, third year guys along. They've been a lot of help. Just being able to see defenses, plays wise, seeing coverages, everything like that. Like I said, we have great leadership on this team. Really stemming from Gino. And Max, and like I said, we go out there, we practice hard every day. We get to business every day. We just got to stay on the path, and it will start falling together. Sooner than later, for sure.
How important is it for you to make your presence felt, not just as a pass catcher, but in every other aspect of the game?
Yeah, you got to block to get the rock. It's a saying since my high school coach, Coach Lance, kind of embodied that in me. But not only in us, they embody that with all the receivers. And you got to come out here, you got to block your butt off in order to get the rock. And if you're not willing to block, then you won't play. And everybody, our whole receiver room, if you watch, everybody's out there getting their first face dirty, inside zone, if it's perimeter plays, whatever it may be. So we do a great job with that. So there's definitely a huge emphasis on the receivers, getting dirty in the run game.
You mentioned after the game that there's been moments, and a few of them prolonged, where the offense looks almost unstoppable. What's the key to, first of all, does that give you a lot, instead of being frustrated about it, like, hey, we've done this before, we know we can do it. A, how good of a feeling is that, knowing that that is possible, and B, what's the key of making sure that becomes even more prolonged?
Yeah, I think you see, if you watch the film, like, there's just one play here, one play there that changes the game, and it makes these games look a lot further away than they really were. We go in there and we look at these few plays like, dang, like that one ball didn't get tipped. Now the game, is 13-10. It looks a lot different, or something like that, and no excuses at all. That's one of our rules that Coach Carroll has. So without bringing that, I'm just saying, we watch the film and we keep that confidence up because we see, how everything is really working out in that film room, which, maybe not everybody sees that type of stuff as detailed as we do. So that gives us the confidence, just knowing, like, if we fix one thing here, one thing there, that, like I say, this train's going to get rolling in the right way, much sooner than later.
How difficult is it to keep that positive attitude where you don't get too down, too low, and say, hey, what's going on? And instead just say, we're close.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is our job. We get to play football for a living. It's the dream job of anybody from the ages of 20 to 35. So, I think just everybody keeping that in our mind, like, man, how blessed we are to be here. Like, personal experience, life is going to get hard.
Yeah.
It's not about, how you live in the moment. It's about how you get through it. How you keep fighting, how you bounce back. I think this team has a lot of grit. Like I said, I think that's because of the older guys like Gino, like Max, that have really set that as the tone. There's nobody, and it's weird because, like, you would think in the NFL, people start to point fingers like, this is your fault, your fault.
Yeah.
Now I've been on teams that do that, but, like, there's none of that here. Like, not one person has done that, and I think that's special. Because, like I said, I think a lot of people would think, especially at this level, people start pointing, and there's not been one thing. I think that just speaks a lot of, like I said, the leadership, and the way that Coach Carroll, is forming this team to be.
I've been told that you need to point more thumbs than fingers. Is that what's going on? More thumbs, like at what I can do, as opposed to what he can do?
Right. That's kind of what I was getting at. Is that people, are looking in the mirror, looking at themselves instead of looking and pointing the finger at other people. Which, like I said, is why it's not. I'm not thinking. I know this thing is going to get rolling the right way very soon.
How far away do you think that you are from those little things? You said just little things this team needs to do. How far away
Thanks.
the team is from accomplishing the little things, smoothing out the kinks, getting it all straight?
Yeah, I think it could be as soon as this Sunday. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're just young, trying to figure it all out, putting it all together. Once we do, we're going to be a dangerous team. Like I said, you can go look at plays and look at games and be like, damn, like, this team can be really, really good. We showed at times we just haven't been as consistent as we wanted to yet. And I think once we just get that consistency, the team's going to start rolling.
For you, just how much has wide receiver coach Chris Beatty has been in terms of how much has he been impacting your development?
Oh, yeah, no, he's been awesome. Like I said, everything from the X and O's to the game to receiver play, everything about him, he's really helped out, not only me, but everybody in the room, just really grow, understand the game, at a level that, I personally haven't understood it coming into the NFL, just scheme-wise, how to watch film and really look at little nuances of the game, how to get better. He really pushed us every day we step on that practice field to go out there and get better, and really just sharpen our tools, every day. So, no, he's been awesome. And, I think the receivers are getting better every week. We just can't wait to keep going.
Dante and Trey talked about how much he's been beneficial in regards to handling the mental aspect of the game. Just for you personally, what lessons have you got from him in terms of handling the mental part of the game?
Yeah, like I said, just being able to see different coverages, little nuance of coverages that are tipping you off, if it's going to be zone or man. And obviously in our offense, we have a lot of stuff that converts and stuff like that. So to be able to see those little tips of if it's zone or if it's man or what's going on has really been big time. And then just like the mentality part, how to just go out there, nobody's perfect in this league. Everybody is going to make a mistake or drop a ball or do something. But, to not worry about it, to just wipe it and be on to the next play because that's the most important play.
How different is he than when he was in Seattle?
He's the exact same. Yeah, Pete's not different. Pete will be the same person every single day.
Did you ever have a moment that was like, oh, like this is who Pete is? Or like a good anything like a good story like that?
No, I think when I first got here and he was still doing the shoot-offs and the competitions and all that stuff, I think I was like, oh, that's Pete. Yeah.
Where did the name come from? And was there a time when you were little where you were like, oh, I hate this, and then you were like, oh, it's kind of cool?
That's a funny question. Not sure when my parents came up with the name, but kindergarten hated my name because we were reading a book called Stone Soup. And every time my name popped up in the book, everyone just kind of turned their head and looked at me, so I hated that for a few weeks.
This question took some research and some math to figure it out, but based on your dad's LinkedIn and your birthday, when you turned 16, he was running a Ferrari and Maserati dealership.
Yes.
What were you rolling to high school?
Before that, he was at Mercedes, so he had a loaner from there. So I was driving that a couple days a week. But me and my brother had a '97 Tahoe that we'd share.
Wow.
Yeah.
You weren't like that. Come on.
Nah, I'm not that guy. I mean, but he did let me drive the Ferraris here and there. He'd pick me up from practice, and everyone's like, "Oh, Ferrari." So it was cool doing that. Cool experience.
Did it give you an appreciation for nice cars, or are you like, yeah, it's been there, done that, like I've seen it?
It's definitely an appreciation, but now I'm like, I would never have a house payment for a car. So I think I kind of got all the exotic cars out of my taste.
He also played in the NFL. What lessons did you learn from him about football?
Just kind of the basic fundamentals. He played center, so my first position playing growing up from 4th grade till junior high school was center. So just kind of learning the offense from the inside out, and just knowing what everyone does.
You once listed grilling as one of your hobbies.
Yeah.
You got a Traeger before you entered the league.
Yeah.
How good are you now, and what are your specialties on the grill?
I'm great. I got in with Traeger a little bit, so they sent me stuff here and there, so that's cool. But I use it probably 5, 6, 7 times a week. I mean, during the off season. Specialties, I'd say pork ribs, beef ribs, and some wings.
Have you cooked for the line, and like what kind of bill would that look like if you're going shopping?
Haven't cooked for these guys. Cooked for the guys in Seattle. I usually do Thanksgiving every year, so I'll smoke 2 turkeys, have everyone over. But I definitely need a grill for these guys.
Last 2 from us. You played for Dan Mullen at Florida.
Yes.
Now you share a stadium with him, with UNLV. What's he like as a coach?
He's a great guy. Early on, it was like my way or the highway. That's what I got from him. But then getting to know him over the years, great guy to be around. Great coach, very smart, and he just kind of let you know how it was, and I appreciated that. And he texted me when I got out here, so I still need to go see those guys. Yeah.
I actually have 2 to tag on to what he asked. Do you remember what the Stone Soup book was about? Was there like a moral of the story? Because it's like a kindergarten book.
I don't remember.
No.
I was like, my name's in this, and everyone's giving me attention. So.
You mentioned smoking. Do you have like a preference, like a specialty dish that you smoke?
Yeah, the beef ribs and brisket, pulled pork.
Okay.
I'll do smoked wings here and there. Yeah, really anything. I just kind of do it all.